know who it is, Coach Colin here. I got Rogan behind me. I got my Soul Not For Sale sign behind me. And I'm bringing you Tucker Carlson talking about Andrew Tate. I told you, this is the podcast that put him under fire for sure. It was beautiful the way he broke down the whole Tate situation. And he actually mentions how it's a little bit of a setup and how it seems a little bit off. And I don't know how you feel about Andrew Tate, but the fact that anybody can be put under fire because of their views and then put into a prison on some trumped up charges is very alarming, because if it can happen to him, it can happen to any of us. But let me show you the store. You know the store I'm talking about. It's the Soul Not For Sale merch. We got hoodies, we got t-shirts, we got V-necks for women. And because of somebody's suggestion, we're going to open up the line to children. I have to talk about my wife. I have to talk to my wife about that. But we're going to open it up to children's sizes as well. If you want to get some Soul Not For Sale on your kids, maybe a baby. And we also have the anti-WEF stuff. And we're coming out with more very, very soon. I'm just putting the finishing touches on another line that I'm working on. As you know, helps us fight demonetization, helps us fight against every single video getting limited. Not all of them, but a lot of them. And there's never an explanation why. Let's get into the video.
Going off like the masculinity thing, you recently talked about how Andrew Tate is it was a setup.
Yeah, oh, you think?
No, I just want to hear what you're.
Like, what?
I think so too, but I want to hear your whole synopsis on it.
I mean, at some point, so Andrew Tate, who I'm not, an intimate friend of or anything, I've talked to him.
You had him on the show, right?
I had him on the show,
Yeah.
for like 40 minutes, and then I've talked to him just personal offline once or twice. He's first of all, he's really smart.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's completely real.
100%.
100%. And I'm almost 54, so I'm really old. So there are parts of what he says that are like so far out of my world or context or experience that, like, as you get older, you're like, I'm not exactly sure what this means.
Like OnlyFans and shit, right?
Right. I was like, what?
Yeah.
That whole, so there's a lot. I will just say it. I'm just being honest. There's some that I miss.
Yeah.
About Andrew Tate, but the spirit that animates Andrew Tate is very clear and very obvious, and it's not a malicious spirit at all. Andrew Tate's core message is respect yourself. Act like you're worth something. Achieve something. Do something. Get the fuck off the couch. Put down the porn.
Mm-hmm.
Like, go do something with your life. You're given this amazing thing, your life, and what are you going to do with it? And I feel like that's the greatest message that anyone could give. And, I mean, that's how I read Andrew Tate's message. So, of course, it just tells you everything about the people in charge, that's threatening. How is that threatening?
Yeah.
That's self-improvement. Now, you may not agree with or understand some things that Tate says, which is where I am. Like, what? But that's not the point. The point is, what is he, underneath it all, what is he saying? He's saying, respect yourself. You are worthy of respect. Live in a way where others will respect you. That is the most needed message anyone can hear. So, of course, they have to figure out a way, but why would they want to? It tells you everything about the people. So, I'll say, the most interesting thing about Andrew Tate is not Andrew Tate. It's the reaction to Andrew Tate. Why is that bad? I have a son. If someone told my son, respect yourself, be worthy of respect, get up early, exercise, achieve something. The interesting thing about Tate is that is considered threatening. Why would that be threatening?
Right.
Because you don't want an independent, self-respecting population in your country. That's why. And so they've like, oh, Andrew Tate's a sexual harasser. The same people who, were on Pedo Island with Epstein, the same people who are friends with Harvey Weinstein are like, oh, we're protecting women. Really?
You think? I always try to understand this, though. Where does that come from? Because that's such a high level thing. Like, let's destroy a guy that's trying to, like, I feel like it's
I'm telling you guys, I just got to interrupt quick because it's just Kyle talking. Tucker will be back in a second. But look at who he's bringing up. Look at what he's talking about as he defends Andrew Tate's messaging. He brings up the people who are in the elites who are meeting and mingling with Jeffrey Epstein. Like, this is just I don't use the term conspiracy theorist, but he's being like me. Like, this is some stuff that I would say, and I'm a much lower entity than him, not to, you know what I mean. You know exactly what I mean. Let's get into it.
improve society? Like,
because
His influence is too powerful.
No,
no,
of
but I'm
course.
saying who? Like, what group? Like, where does that come from?
So I would say, in the short answer is I don't know.
Yeah.
Okay. But all I know is what I read and see. And from what I can tell, on the basis of my limited knowledge, this is a conspiracy of like-minded instincts. It's not that every douchebag in the world has a conference call every morning to decide how we can suppress the human spirit, but all of them have the same reaction to Andrew Tate. It's like, oh, he's speaking to young men and he's telling them, stop being passive, do something impressive with your life, act, not to overthrow the government, but just be a man.
Yeah.
And that is so threatening to them that, and I'm talking about the media, heads of state, which are the two main players in this ongoing effort to suppress and degrade and to kill the spirit of the population, that they act effectively as one. They do. And I'm sure that there's very clearly coordination among different elements of this group, but the people who are benefiting from the way our society, not just in the United States or Canada, but throughout the West, is organized, the people who are the beneficiaries of that, all the people with bullshit jobs who work at NBC News or some stupid nonprofit that's the Atlantic Council. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
All people whose jobs are effectively unjustifiable. Like, what are you doing exactly to make this a better, freer, more prosperous society? They have no answer because they're not doing anything. They're doing the opposite. All of those people see Andrew Tate and they're like, that guy has to shut up.
Mm-hmm.
So they make this completely fake video about how he raped some woman who turns out to be his girlfriend, who goes on camera to say, no, I love Andrew Tate. So the victim in the crime endorses the supposed perpetrator like it's bullshit by definition, right?
Mm-hmm.
He raped you. No, he didn't. He's my boyfriend. I love him.
Yeah.
Okay. So you know that the people who are opposing Tate are acting out of malice and in a dishonest way. And that's kind of all you need to know. And then all of a sudden he winds up in a Romanian jail for months on no charges.
Yeah.
What? And you can't get anybody to mention because, oh, he's a misogynist. A misogynist? Really? A misogynist. We live in a world where the people who run everything were friends with both Epstein and Harvey Weinstein and are endorsing the idea that women don't exist as a group. I can just show up and be like, I'm a woman now. I have the lived experience of a woman. I've never menstruated. I've never had a baby. I have no female organs. I don't have female DNA. I don't have a female brain, but I'm a woman. What are you saying when you endorse that idea? You're saying that women literally don't exist. It's not an actual category.
Mm-hmm.
Anybody can choose to be that.
Yeah.
If I have a club and there's no membership requirement, anyone can go. It's not really a club, it's a public park.
Right.
That's what they're saying about women.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I mean, just to say, I mean, I know you can hear it, but again, now he went from going at the people who are mingling with Jeffrey Epstein, which is all the powerful people, you know, the names, the players in that, and now he's going at the trans movement as well, while defending Andrew Tate. Now, again, I'm not saying this is what got him fired, but it definitely put him on the same radar that Andrew Tate was put under for everything he was saying. It's very obvious to me. Sorry to interrupt, but you know, I gotta get my stuff off.
You just are if you say you are. And those people are giving us a lecture about misogyny.
Yeah.
I call bullshit.
Yeah.
Sorry.
It's funny.
But how did they?
Because I like women, actually.
So that is where the clip ends, with him talking about Andrew Tate. He then moves on to talk about women. But again, this is wild. Just the way he defended Andrew Tate. For someone who is the top person at Fox, a extremely mainstream media outlet, to be defending Tate, then going at the all-powerful people who mingled with Jeffrey Epstein and Jeffrey Epstein's I don't know, employees, we'll call them, underage employees. And then also to go at the trans movement, all in the same 3-minute rant, is just off the it's mind-blowing. Like, you got to remember who's on the board, not the board, but who are the people backing Fox. We got BlackRock, we got Vanguard. We got some really big people who may have, like, I'm not going to say the heads of BlackRock or anything, but probably people within that elite sphere were mingling with Epstein. I mean, if Bill Gates was, why wouldn't any of those people, right? It was the biggest people in the world, right? So Tucker was taking shots at certain people who we at the same time, we have no idea the stature of the people that Tucker was just taking shots at. And then also to go at the trans movement, to back up women the way they need to be back up, like we just saw Megyn Kelly do just a few days ago. It's absolutely wild. It's amazing. So again, what do you guys think? Let me know in the comments what you're thinking about everything that Tucker said. If you think he's right, if you think he's wrong, if you think this is the stuff that got him put on the radar, you let me know in the comments. Other than that, I am out.